Hello, I am Cy with Things Very Good, and today I'm going to be doing a taste test of Organifi Green Juice, this stuff right here, and I'm going to tell you all the highlights that I've learned about this stuff, which is good based upon the ingredients. I really like the ingredients. We're going to just have to see how it tastes, but this drink was made by Drew Canole, and he makes the point that his green juice contains 11 superfoods that are better than kale. And his basic story about green juice is that he used it first and it helped him to feel better, and he also lost 35 pounds, and he made it his mission to go and share this with other people so that they could feel good and lose weight if they needed to as well. And he talks in his video, sales video, which I'm going to be linking to here, very highly about his green juice, and he uses words like metabolism revving and fat melting. But the main point is that he's really excited about his green juice, and I can understand why he would be, and it does have very good ingredients. So I think that based upon those things alone, that this is a good product. But of course, if you don't like the taste of it, you're not going to drink it. So we're going to find out today if it is something that I would drink, and then you'll just have to make up your mind for yourself. So I have lots of notes here. We're going to talk about those 11 superfoods that are in here, and we're going to talk about the way he made it taste good without using sugar, and we're going to just give a little bit more about his story and just kind of share this product with you. So basically, he says that a person can lose as much as 20 pounds in 3 months. In fact, some people have lost more weight than that, and he reveals who they are in the video that I've linked to on this page. And his drink is also supposed to make your skin and hair look younger and more vibrant. And there are people that are saying that's true. For best results, he recommends taking it first thing in the morning, and he calls it his 7-second green spoon trick, which is something you can probably imagine, but we're going to do it here in a minute, and you're going to find out exactly what that is, even though you probably already know. So let's go ahead and get into what the superfoods are. And I want to point out, as we're getting into them, that he does talk a lot about weight loss. And that is because he knows that a lot of people care about that. However, there are a lot of nutritious superfoods in this drink, and provided that it tastes good, I would say that it's good for your health. And that is the main point that he's making, that this is part of a healthy diet. And if you make it part of your own regime, it's not only good for weight loss, it's going to help to benefit your health, and it's going to do that in a convenient way. Because you could go out and get all of the ingredients that are in here fresh. I mean, you could try, but then you have to do the cleanup, you have to do the preparation, and you have to spend the time and effort to go get them, and probably spend more money. So the point is that yes, fresh is best, yes, but this is convenient. So this is something to do in addition to being as healthy as you possibly can. So the superfood number one, I wouldn't necessarily think everybody would like this one on its own, but the great thing is that it's mixed into this drink, and we're going to find out if it tastes good. And that is spirulina. And one of the things he talks about that spirulina does is it keeps hunger at bay, meaning that even though you might not be eating a lot less, it can help you to basically not feel as hungry for a little bit more of the day, so that maybe you won't eat quite as much. And over time, those little bits of not eating quite as much can help you to lose a little more weight if that's what your goal is. But it's highly nutritious. Let's go ahead and look at some of the things that spirulina has in it. Okay, so there's not a whole tablespoon of spirulina inside of green juice, but just for the sake of understanding and using a reference, 1 tablespoon contains about 4 grams of protein. It's also very high in vitamin E, calcium, zinc, iron, and copper. And I know all these ingredients are good for your bones, but Drew also says these ingredients supercharge your metabolism. Again, it's all about looking and feeling great, as Drew emphasizes, and he uses those terms, like I said, like melting belly fat and metabolism revving. And I don't blame him. So let's go ahead and move on to the next superfood. The next one is ashwagandha. And you may have heard of this. It's like, if you've heard of Ayurvedic medicine, ashwagandha is one of the herbs that you have probably heard of. But it contains steroidal alkaloids. And Drew says that these help your skin heal signs of aging, like dark spots, blemishes, fine lines, and wrinkles. And he attributes this to how it reduces stress. And he does have some testimonials from users claiming that their skin looks much better, and that could be because of this. It could also be because of another ingredient that I'm going to reveal later. So that's superfood number 2, ashwagandha. Superfood number 3, getting back to the energy-giving aspect of green juice. He talks about how it gives you more energy, and that might be something you could attribute to matcha. Now, matcha is a specially prepared green tea, and if you've tasted traditional green teas, this one is not like those. If you've tasted matcha, of course you know what it is, but it's definitely different. It's greener, it's processed less, but it's turned into a fine powder, and it retains more of its nutrients, and generally it's viewed as better for you. One way or another, one of the things that he says about it is it's very high in antioxidants, and he compares it to coffee. Now, coffee is also high in antioxidants. A lot of people have associated a harder crash to coffee than to green tea, and specifically to this type of green tea. The matcha green tea is supposed to be a very zen-like kind of balanced type of energy. And one of the reasons that this is said about green tea, matcha green tea, is an ingredient, or I should say an amino acid called L-theanine. And L-theanine has a lot of the same effects as caffeine, but without the crash. So to be clear, there is some caffeine in matcha green tea. They say in a serving of Organifi Green Juice, there's less than a cup of decaffeinated coffee as far as caffeine goes, but it's also supposed to be high in L-theanine. And L-theanine is known to be relaxing to the mind, but at the same time, it increases alertness. So basically, this is kind of what the energy-giving aspect of matcha tea is the L-theanine. And also of green juice, this might be why people are feeling the energy from the little bit of caffeine and L-theanine. And I've tried matcha tea, it's really good. It's part of this drink, so we're gonna still see how it tastes here. Now, as quoted from Drew, the green juice is USDA organic. It's also gluten-free, it's soy-free, it's dairy-free, and it's vegan. So if you are vegan, then you can drink this and feel good about it. There's nothing in here that is going to violate your vegan practice. And I can relate to that because I happen to eat only vegan foods. So I was happy to know that about the green juice. So what is superfood number 4? It is wheatgrass juice, and Drew refers to it as Babylonian wheatgrass juice. This is what Drew says. Says that 1 ounce of wheatgrass is comparable to eating over 23 pounds of the usual vegetables, basically. So the message that I get out of this is that it's packed with nutrition. So that's in superfood ingredient number 4. The 5th superfood that Drew mentions is turmeric or turmeric. You might have heard it mentioned one way or the other. But turmeric is a really golden colored herb, and it is known, and a lot of people use it for reducing inflammation. And I think I'm supposed to say that it has a positive effect on the inflammatory response. That's kind of how the medical industry tells you that you should be speaking about this. But anyway, thought I'd just say that for fun here. One way or another, turmeric has a substance in it called curcumin. And I'm going to go ahead and read from here. Drew talks about how it helps with fat loss. And this has to do with the effect it has on the body regarding the way that sugar is metabolized. And I have linked to a scholarly article about this, and it shows how curcumin has a positive effect on the way that body metabolizes sugar. So in case you want to read that, you'll find that link to it. And now we're going to talk about, quickly, an ingredient that isn't considered one of the superfood ingredients. However, it is kind of a superfood. But when it comes to the taste of Organifi, Drew makes the point that this drink tastes good. And we're going to find out, Drew, in just a minute here. Point is that if it doesn't taste good, you're probably not going to drink it, and that's the reason that a lot of people get something like a green drink and then they don't drink it. So he went out of his way to make sure that he did something different that would make it taste good, and partially this next ingredient is why. And he didn't add sugar to make their green juice taste sweet, and the superfood, or the non-superfood, as this isn't one of the 11 superfoods that he mentions, it contains a compound that is 170 times sweeter than sugar but has no effect on your blood sugar levels. The fruit is called monk fruit. It's also known as, I think you say Lohan Gao. Lohan Gao. If I'm not pronouncing that right, then please make a video and tell me how to properly pronounce Lohan Gao. So that's monk fruit, and they use this ingredient, and it only takes a little bit of it, but just to show you how valuable that this particular ingredient is, it's only manufactured in Asia, and they consider it so valuable that the Chinese government has banned its genetic material from leaving the country. That's so strange to me, but I guess that's true. So I guess they just don't want to cultivate it anywhere. They want to be the masters of Laohan Gao. One way or another, it's considered a valuable type of fruit, and it has other benefits besides the fact that it's sweet. So let me just read to you a little bit about that. Its benefits go beyond being sweet without raising blood sugar levels. This fruit contains a special type of antioxidant called mongrosides. In studies, mongrosides have been shown to have beneficial effects on inflammation in addition to more serious medical issues. You can read those. I didn't want to mention those in here just because sometimes they're words that are just better to stay away from in your videos. But one way or another, there's a link to this scholarly article that will tell you about how mongrosides have been shown to have beneficial effects on inflammation. So the next food is a superfood that's also in green juice, and it is chlorella, and this happens to be one of my favorites, and it's really high in a lot of vitamins and minerals, especially high in vitamin A, iron, and zinc, to name a few. It's really high in chlorophyll. It's got a pretty good amount of magnesium in it, and I guess I'll just say that Drew referred to it as nature's multivitamin, and I understand why. And just so you know a little bit, if you were to compare the taste of spirulina and chlorella, they're both algae, but I think chlorella is the better tasting of the two. I think that we're going to still have to see how it tastes in this green juice. Now, superfood number 7, didn't know this was a superfood, but is Eureka lemon, and it's mainly included for its high vitamin C content and for its alkalizing effects on the body. Superfood number 8 in green juice is organic red beetroot, and you may be familiar with beets and why they're good for you. You may have heard that they're good for detoxifying your body and for detoxifying your blood, but it was included for its healthful effects on your liver function and I wrote down that it's partially due to its content of betaine, pectin, and betalain. So you can read more about those if you really want to know more about their beneficial effects on your body. Superfood number 9 is spearmint. Not something that he went into great detail about, but it does help with digestion, and it's also known to help alleviating headaches. And superfood number 10, coconut water. Now you may have heard that coconut water is nature's electrolyte drink, and it is, and it's included in the green juice. The organic coconut water powder has an abundance of electrolytes, including potassium, and it helps your body to absorb even more of the water that you drink, which is obviously a good thing for a number of reasons. You got to stay hydrated, you know that. So now for the star superfood, the one that is rated probably or talked about the most highly from Drew, and that is moringa. And it's just going to say straight up front that it is extremely high in vitamin A, potassium, calcium, vitamin C, and iron. So obviously all of those things are good for you, and it has been referred to as the tree of immortality by some cultures, and it's touted for its nourishing effects on the skin. So this might be the other reason maybe that people are talking about benefits to their skin from drinking green juice. Drew does talk about its ability to help you to appear younger on the outside, and this is due to a compound called zeatin, which has been studied and also shown to have anti-aging effects on the skin, and I am linking to this article that talks about these anti-aging effects. And just so you know, moringa contains several thousand times more zeatin than any other known plant. So let's get into the final details about this before we taste it. So we're going to see if it tastes good, but one of the most crazy things that Drew did with this juice that I don't see anybody else doing is he basically has a crazy guarantee. And I'm just going to read you a little bit about this guarantee, because I mean, it's really crazy, but I want to make sure I don't get it wrong. But it's a good, crazy guarantee. So here is what he says. You will be healthier. You will have more energy. You will have more youthful skin, and you'll be able to drop pounds if you're carrying extra weight. And you can tell he's really confident, because he says if you don't love the taste, you can send the empty container back, and he's going to give you all of your money back for that container. So it might be one container. I don't know if it's on 2 containers, but what I do know is that he's willing to bet his money on it that you're going to not want to return this because you're going to like it. So that's a pretty good guarantee. A good way for you to try it out if you are a little skeptical, but you feel like, okay, I'm either going to like this, and if I don't, I'm going to get my money back. Now, let's kind of sum things up here. I'm going to just kind of look what I wrote down here. So we know that convenience is one of the biggest benefits, and he does brag only 7 seconds to make this drink. But even if it took you a minute, that's pretty convenient, I'd say, especially if you compare that to all of the preparation and washing of things associated with juicing and blending smoothies and things like that. Still a great thing to do, but this is convenient. That's one of the big benefits. And from the container, this is what I've quoted directly off the container. It says, no shopping, no blending, no juicing, no cleanup. Boosts immune function, hydrates and revitalizes, naturally balances hormones, alkalizes to help with occasional stress, and supports mental clarity. A lot of great things that they say, and there are no fillers, additives, or artificial ingredients, and it's made with 100% organic ingredients, which I liked a lot. Before I taste it, I just do want to say one more thing. This is kind of why I think this is a good product, regardless of how it tastes. Now, some people can't stomach things that don't taste good. I can. So I'm going to be as fair as I can when I rate this about how it tastes, because I can take anything. If I think something's good for me, I'm pretty much somebody that can take it. But some people can't. But this is why I like green juice. It's a very high quality organic ingredient blend of great ingredients. It's easy to use and it's highly nutritious. And it tastes better than most green drinks according to Drew. So it's got an unbeatable guarantee, but we're gonna find out right now. Drew, does this drink taste as good as you say it does? Let's check it out. Make this easy to open here. My little spoon while I do the 7-second green spoon trick. Question is does it take 7 seconds from the time I open it, or does it take 7 seconds from before I open it? All right, we're getting in here. It's green juice. I like the package, the way it's sealed up nicely. That's good. Oh yeah, really sealed good. And, all right, getting in here. I can smell, it smells a little minty. All right. And there's supposed to be a scooper in here, so I could use the spoon, just make it a green spoon trick completely, but I'm gonna use the scooper so I can get the exact serving size. And the serving size, by the way, is a scoop. And there are 30 servings in here. So that means that in a bottle like this, you're getting a month's supply for one time a day having your green drink. So let's see, how long does that take? Okay, well, let me empty this out here. Let's count. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So it took me 7 seconds to get to the point where I'm mixing it, but now I'm mixing it together. It says to mix it into 8 to 16 ounces of water. So I'm mixing it into 16 ounces of water. Figured that that would be a good way to get a lot more water in me. And as I'm mixing it, I'm just noticing, it's taken a few seconds to mix in, but it is mixing. There was some stuff on the top that's disappearing. And let's see here, maybe I can get you a close-up of this here. It looks like it's all mixed in, so maybe it took me a minute to mix it all together. I don't know how much you can see, but it looks pretty well mixed now. But what really matters is how does it taste? Let's do it. Let's see. Well, I'll tell you straight up. This tastes definitely as good as any of the best of the green drinks that I've tasted. I've had some pretty good ones. There's a couple that are pretty good out there. And there are some of them that are good for you, but they don't taste very good. But this tastes good. It's sweet, it's minty. Let's see. Yeah, this is good. I could drink this every day for sure, without a problem. And I think that most of you watching could do it too. So that being said, there are a few people who are not going to like it. And I know that. I read lots of reviews about the product itself, and just to see what other people were saying. And most people said something similar to what I'm saying, like best tasting green drink or whatever. But there were a few people that said it tasted nasty and they couldn't handle it. So I don't know if those reviewers were even like legitimate reviewers, or if they just don't like anything that tastes different than what they're used to tasting. But it's hard for me to imagine that somebody could really say that it tastes bad. So that's a pretty big deal. I mean, I'm being really honest with you. Let me taste it again. That's good. I like it. I definitely straight up like it. I'm gonna drink the rest right now. It's really good. I like that. That's good. Now, truth be told, if you buy Organifi from the links on this page, I do get a kickback for that, but you don't have to pay more for it as a result. In fact, Drew wants you to know that you should be sure to order through the links connected to the sales page, which I'm linking to. to make sure that you get the highest discount that you can on our Organifi Green Juice. And I'm going to include that link here so you can use it yourself. I mean, I like it. I really do like it. I'm just noticing the effects now too. But yeah, I feel that minty feeling. It's straight up, it's good. Now, would I call it, just so that I don't confuse anybody, like if I was talking to you about like your favorite food in the world or something like that, I don't think that this qualifies to be like your favorite food in the world. What I'm saying is this is a pleasant drink. It tastes good. I can't help but be honest. I mean, I'm going to let you know. So I think that most people are going to be okay with this drink, if not like it. There might be a few of you that won't, but this is a good tasting drink. So tell me, have you tried Organifi Green Juice? Do you have another favorite green drink that you like to drink? If you have tried this one, did you like it or not? And would you recommend it to somebody else? But one way or another, I'm so happy that I got to share this with you. I'm glad it tasted good because there was a lot of hype about it, and it's really good. So go ahead, use the links around this video to see the sales page if you want to, and to order the drink. And thank you so much for watching Things Very Good with me, Sai, and I look forward to seeing you in the next video. And don't forget, please share this video, like and subscribe if you like this video. And again, thanks for watching.